Welcome back to The Explainer. Today we're tackling a massive, silent threat to your yard. And we're using an awesome resource to do it, the Lawn Pride Guide to Preventative Grub Control. Look, if you're pouring your weekend sweat and hard-earned money into keeping your property looking pristine, you absolutely need to pay attention to this. We're going to unpack exactly how a hidden menace can literally destroy your yard from the bottom up, and more importantly, how you can stop it before it even starts. Okay, let's dive into this. Imagine this for a second. You've watered, you've mowed perfectly, you've done everything right by the book, but suddenly, out of nowhere, you're looking out the window at these expanding brown patches of dead grass. Or, even worse, you wake up to find raccoons and skunks have treated your turf like a midnight all-you-can-eat buffet. It's so frustrating. You naturally have to ask, why is my otherwise healthy lawn suddenly dying? It's a total mystery that leaves so many homeowners completely baffled. Well, the answer to that mystery isn't something you can spot with a quick glance across the yard. The true threat is entirely underground. What you're seeing above ground, the dead patches, the stressed grass, that's just a tiny fraction of the overall issue. The real destruction is happening inches beneath the soil surface, totally out of sight. Because the damage happens underground, you're basically flying blind to the invasion until the very late stages of the attack.
Which brings us to Section 1, the hidden lawn threats.
So here's exactly what to look for. And this brilliantly illustrates the disconnect between cause and effect in your yard. The visual signs of a hidden grub problem start with large, unexplained brown patches. More alarmingly, your grass might suddenly pull up easily, rolling back just like a piece of loose carpet. No joke. Finally, you might see animals digging throughout the yard for a meal. If you're seeing these three things, honestly, those underground invaders have already established a massive foothold in your soil.
Moving right along to Section 2, what exactly are grubs?
Basically, grubs are small, white, C-shaped larvae. They might look tiny, but man, they are incredibly destructive. They're actually the immature stage of several different beetle species that are super common throughout North Carolina. We're talking about Japanese beetles, June bugs, and chafer beetles. While you might be out there swatting at the adult beetles flying around your porch lights at night, it's actually their offspring, these little C-shaped grubs, that are quietly wreaking havoc in both cool-season fescue lawns and warm-season turf varieties in the region. The timeline from a pristine yard to an absolute feeding ground is crazy fast. During the summer, adult beetles lay their eggs right in your lawn. Just weeks later, those eggs hatch into young grubs. And for the rest of the season, those grubs do nothing but feed continuously on grass roots below the surface. They don't take a single day off. They're basically biological machines designed to eat, growing larger and hungrier as the weeks pass. And what exactly are they eating down there? Your lawn's lifeline. They consume the roots that supply water and nutrients to the grass above. Think about that for a second. When a grub eats the root system, your grass totally loses its ability to drink water or absorb fertilizer. This is exactly why the grass rolls up like a carpet. There is literally nothing anchoring it to the soil anymore. Without a healthy root system, even the most beautifully maintained lawn is going to quickly fall victim to heat stress, drought stress, and disease. Let's look at Section 3, the high cost of waiting. There is a staggering financial difference between being proactive and reactive here. The preventative approach stops grubs early, protects the root system, and is highly affordable. On the flip side, the reactive approach, waiting until you actually see those brown patches, means extensive repairs, requiring you to replace sod or reseed large sections of your lawn. And that is highly expensive. So the crucial point is, catching this early is a total game changer for your wallet.
There's a massive misconception in lawn care. People think, I'll just wait, and if I get grubs, I'll go buy a bag of grub killer and fix it. But here's the reality. Curative treatments cannot restore roots that have already been consumed. Sure, the grubs might be dead, but your grass is dead too. You can't magically glue the roots back on, right? The damage is permanent for that growing season.
Which leads us to Section 4, stopping grubs before they strike. This preventative process acts like a literal shield for your property. Step 1. Experts evaluate the property to understand its specific needs. Step 2. They time the application based on seasonal conditions. Step 3. They apply a professional-grade product to create a root barrier. And finally, Step 4. As soon as those newly hatched grubs take their very first bite, they are controlled immediately, long before significant root damage can even begin. But there's a catch here. Timing is absolutely critical.
You can't just throw down a preventative treatment whenever you feel like it. It has to be aligned perfectly with the grub life cycle. This is exactly why local lawn care specialists monitor the seasonal conditions and application windows for their specific area. Hitting that exact window is really the only way to ensure maximum season-long protection.
Next up, Section 5, the perfect grub climate.
Now, why is the region so vulnerable? Well, places like Huntersville, Cornelius, Davidson, Denver, and Mooresville are basically a perfect breeding ground. We have warm summers, we get consistent rainfall, and ironically, healthy residential lawns actually attract egg-laying beetles. They're absolute magnets. Add in the fact that communities here already face heat or drought stress during the summer, and you've got a perfect storm where grub pressure can just wipe out a yard in no time.
Let's wrap things up with Section 6, proactive, not reactive.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is that it pretty much sums up the entire lawn care industry in one sentence. Prevention is almost always more effective and more affordable than recovery. Protecting your root system before problems develop isn't just some upsell. It's the absolute foundation of keeping your turf stronger, greener, and more resilient year-round. It's simply the smartest investment you can make in your yard. That window to apply a protective barrier doesn't stay open forever. The best lawn care strategy stops damage before it starts. So if you want to avoid those costly repairs and keep that thick, healthy lawn, the clear move is to contact Lawn Pride of North Charlotte today to schedule your preventative treatment. They've got the expertise to evaluate, time, and execute the perfect defense for your specific property. We'll leave you with this final, highly practical question to consider as you look out over your yard this week. Will you protect your lawn's roots today or pay to replace them tomorrow? The choice between highly affordable prevention and a highly expensive repair is entirely in your hands. Thanks for joining us for this explainer, and hey, here's to a healthy, grub-free season for your lawn.